is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show. This
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and they're the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that, the two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that, I gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them, they like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do, they play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden, she's the girl right here. She's a badass, that's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. Cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go, so you can get some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Radio Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated. They offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Headsets right now. Good afternoon. I don't know. Yeah. They're working. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Figured I don't need the headsets on till Ira comes on, and then we'll get to it. Howdy, one and all. We are live here at Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. Like we are normally on Thursdays, and we'll be back here on Thursday. But today we're making up for last Thursday because I was under the weather and I wasn't able to do the show, as you all know. I was a little sick. I'm still recovering, obviously. I'll have that cough with me for a while. But, man, that was brutal. Hopefully you guys, some of you were tuned in yesterday and caught the pre or the post-game show and lots of Dolphins talk, which was really cool. And it was fun to see them take care of business the way they're supposed to. And you know, a thorough ass kicking of the Jets is always fun. It's, you know, that's something that none of us should ever pass up as Dolphins fans. You know what I'm saying? So that part was fun. The performance by the offensive line, you know, I'm not surprised Tua was terrific. I'm not surprised, with Waddle. I'm not surprised with everything else. Mostert, everything else is normal, right? Except for some of you idiots out there that think that Tua has to step up or some moronic thing like that. But those of us that actually know football, we know Tua can play. But the real impressive thing yesterday was the offensive line, because that was an entire backup line. There's at least 1/3 stringer on that line right now, right? I would imagine, right? Cotton is the third stringer, isn't he? Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, but it's like you got like all second stringers, and then a third stringer snuck in there.
Yeah, I'm sure they're
You know
they
what I'm
had to get
saying?
him in
So
there at
it's
some
like
point.
you have gone deep as hell into your rotation, and that line, held up pretty well. You were able to run the ball enough to score. You gave Tua enough time to make a couple of passes, especially the beautiful 60-yarder, 47 air yards on that pass. And so it was really cool to see that, because I think that part was really important. You figure the Jets came into this game going, they've got an entire backup line out there. We got to get after Tua. And they really couldn't harass Tua or anything like that. Now Tua's smart. He'll make quick decisions and all that. That was a game where he didn't have to go out there and throw for 400 yards. And they only had to put up 10, 15, 20 points. I mean, they didn't need 30. But with 10, 15 points, you beat the Jets because they have no offense. You know what I mean? The defense was a great performance, but it's not that impressive because the Jets have no offense. They have no offensive line. They have no quarterback. So it's a lot harder to be impressed with that. You know what I mean? Although I'm really happy for Bradley Chubb because he has had a phenomenal stretch here and played really well. But nothing impressed me more than the offensive line. That was really good to see. And obviously winning it and getting the 10th win of the season. I mean, I love it. It's fantastic. Now, this is the part that becomes really exciting. Okay? Because this is what we've been talking about all year. Okay? I think this is a Super Bowl type team. Of course, they need to get a little healthier, get a little luck. But they're healthy enough, and they'll get some guys back because it looks like Deshaun Elliott is progressing through the concussion protocol. Javon Holland progressing hopefully through the knees. Maybe he'll play this week. Excuse me. Agba is day-to-day with the hamstring. Tyreek is close to returning. I think McDaniel did this on purpose today. He said in the press conference, you know what I'm saying? You're about to say that he mentioned about Tyreek, an X-Man, and he said anybody that practices before a game, they're really close to returning, right? And yesterday I think it was Florio that was stirring shit up like, oh, Tyreek was never close to coming back or anything like that, which is a lie. Just like he thought Tua weighed 190 pounds, which is a lie. And so he clearly was throwing that FUD out there. And I don't know if McDaniel did that on purpose or what, but or to educate us, which maybe that's really what he was doing. Like, hey, guys, if somebody's practicing before the game and we're trying to decide, they're really close to it, which makes a lot of sense. Why would you risk any further injury before a game in a practice? If you didn't think he could play, there's no need to practice him and see if he's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And Tyreek was running around and dancing and all kinds of stuff in pregame. And a lot of people thought he was going to go.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There was a lot of people in the press box that were like, I think he's going to give it a go. He's
Right.
out playing around and jumping around and doing everything else.
And this was the game that you did not need him. You just did not need him, dude. If you can't beat the Jets without Tyreek, then you're not really a good head coach. I don't know. You want me to call it like I see it? You're not a very good head coach. That's the way I would look at it. I mean, You got to be able to beat the Jets, and that's what he did. He beat them down. The Jets are a terrible team, dude. They got a really nice defense. There's no doubt about it, but their offense is pathetic. They got a couple of weapons, but they have no line and no quarterback. There is no reason. They were no threat. They're no threat to anybody. You got to take care of business, and that was awesome yesterday. They took care of business. That line, I was really impressed with. But this is what I'm going to talk about now. This is the exciting part because now we've got the 3 games that will define their season. And we've watched them with the ups and downs throughout the year. I think the narratives are already getting to them in a way because McDaniel today had a very interesting type of response to folks. Any other narratives that has to do with good teams or playoff seeds or the next 3 games, all of that stuff, I gave them the clearance to tell all the members of the media to fuck off. All we're focused on is on the Dallas Cowboys, and they definitely deserve our attention. And I like this. You know why? Let me tell you why I think this is actually a pretty cool thing. Does Bradley Chubb have anything to do with what's gone on 3 years ago or 5 years ago or 15 years ago or 25 years ago that we've been tortured with?
No.
Armstead?
No.
Tua?
No.
McDaniel?
No.
Javon Holland?
No.
Okay. Sealer? I don't know. We could just...
No.
And I'm the guy that thinks this team is better than what they've even performed yet. Okay? And I know they can beat the Bills. I know they can beat the Eagles. I know they can beat Kansas City. I know they can beat I saw Baltimore in their rinky-dink offense again yesterday. How the Jags lost. The Jags, I built up some hate for the Jags last night. The level of stupidity. But anyway, the narrative is getting to them because everybody's talking about it, but it's not theirs. And now they got to carry that burden. So I hope that we're getting a pissed off and motivated team that's going to say, hey, man, we're not the team from the past. You've heard Tua say it, right? And they're not. I'm telling you, as a guy that's been covering this team for 3 decades and been following it for half a century, okay, I haven't seen anything like this since way back into the early 90s. And I think this team is better, and we got to go into the 80s. Okay? But they have to prove it first before we can get to that point. And that's what I love about this challenge coming up. Taking on the Cowboys, taking on the Ravens, taking on the Bills. And let me tell you something, what I love about this challenge. I'm glad the Bills are playing good football now. You know, because the Bills went into their funk and they were questioning themselves and all that kind of crap, and they changed offensive coordinators. And now that is it Bailey? Is it Bailey, the guy that's the new offensive coordinator, or Joe? No, not Joe Judge. No, I think it's like Bailey or something. The guy from LSU. Anyway, no, not Joe Judge. It's something. You might be right with the Joe. But anyway, so they made their change. And since they put in the new offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, there you go. And there it is, Skyler coming in. Nice job by you, Mr. Tipton. Since they put Brady in, they're kicking ass. And that's how I want the Dolphins to kick their ass when they're playing their best. And they have 2 easy weeks. They just went through their 2 hard weeks. Okay? They just beat Kansas City, and they just beat the Cowboys. Now they play the Chargers and some other sorry team for 2 weeks, and then they play the Dolphins. So the Dolphins had their 2 easy tests, and they failed one of them, and now comes the hard test. But if you watch the Ravens last night, if you watch the Cowboys, Dak Prescott is still Dak Prescott. Okay? Don't tell me that Miami can't win these games. They can win these games. I'm super excited about this. But the Bills one is the one that you need to send the message at the end of the season. That's the one that you've got to find a way to make sure you put the nail on the coffin of, hey, it's over. You're not dominating this division anymore. And you send that and who knows if that's the loss that puts them out of the playoffs. I don't know how the whole thing's going to break out because they've got 8 wins, if I'm correct. Yes. So they're going to have 10 when they see Miami. Patriots, right. They're accusing Belichick of quitting on the team. We'll get to that. But anyway, they got 2 easy games, so they should have 10 wins. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited to see this challenge for the Miami Dolphins because they should cross this threshold finally. We got to start getting to the playoffs and winning games in the playoffs. Let's see what happens. Don't forget, folks, if your business wants to be a part of our platform, 786-754-4664. Call our business line, 786-754-4664. If you want to be a sponsor of our platform and one of our segments, please reach out there, as always. Excuse me. Big O, I watched Mark Clayton break the all-time receiving TD record in 84 against the Cowboys on Monday night. Hate to see his record fall, but congrats to Mostert. P.S. Clayton should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I'd put both Marks brothers in the Hall of Fame. It's just a, terrible situation in that sense. Manolo Rivera is in. One-Eyed Jack in. Timothy Eason. I see Ray Sosa, Green Lion, Christopher Escobedo, Mike Lombardo, Robert T, Duck Dog, Brooklyn Rob. He says Coach McNugget needs to win 2 of 3, no excuses. I agree. Osman Mondragon is in. Mark Gallagher, need a statement win against the Cowboys. Easiest of the 3 remaining. Just win, Mark. There's no statement. There's no style points. Beat Buffalo. Beat Baltimore. And beat the Cowboys. Just win, bro. Just win. That's all I want. Lisa Rose has a happy Monday in. One-Eyed Jack. Dougie Fresh says, I like how Dan Fouts mentioned the Jets' O-line injuries like a million times while ignoring that our O-line is also decimated. Oh, and our D and Tyreek Hill too, but Jets still got that ass whooping. I guess I wasn't paying attention specifically to it. Wait, he said Dan Fouts? Didn't I get Tony Romo? How did he get Fouts? Oh, he was watching the road feed? Well, but Fouts can't be the Jets.
Fouts is TV.
And Fouts is not the Jets.
No.
Is he getting Fouts confused with Romo? Is that what he's doing?
I'm guessing, but
he threw me off on that one. Yeah, that's confusing. All right, Robert T, Giovanni, Brian Landis, New Jersey Finn, Omar Lopez, Dougie Fresh. We'll get the real question. Will Big O be wearing a music, sports, or Bitcoin wear for the show today? Bitcoin and In-N-Out Burger. Got a new shirt when I was in Vegas. I have a white one. It was a little worn out. So I figured I had to get a new In-N-Out burger shirt. Plus, this one's actually like really nice. See the back of it? I like this shirt. Oh, they can see it. Can they see it there? Oh, that damn mic. See? Pretty good.
there you go. The In-N-Out Burger logo.
So I needed a new one for the collection. That too. Get a shirt. Fat guy that loves food. Yes, I did get an entire wardrobe of U2 shirts. Yes.
I was just wondering if there was anything they didn't have already.
Yeah, I think I got 3 shirts.
That's why I thought
I
honestly
got
you went
3
in and out because you had to leave with a shirt. So.
I got 3 on this tour, on this last trip. So yeah. Yes. The bastards created some new ones from the last time I was there, and I was like, all right, well, you got me. What can I tell you? What else do we have? Cap for Life is in. Big O, tough times makes tough people. Let's go. We need you, bro. I'm here. Where was I?
I think they thought you were dodging people.
Yeah, I'm not. It's hard to keep me down very long, dude. John Padilla, Jay Gelfin, Omar Geiner, Dude 67, Ray. Yes, Tyler and Bam will be playing tonight. But tonight it's not even about Tyler and Bam. Tonight it's just watching. Will Jimmy play with anger against Minnesota? That's all. You know what I'm saying? He hit the game winner the other night, and that was fun. But I don't. Do I get it's just how many more times can you get motivated against your former team? So they're good, dude. They're like 19-5, I think. Yeah, 19-5. Miami's 15-11. Minnesota, they're a pain in the ass with those bigs. Steven Gonzalez, Brandon Flood, man of 1,005 holds, Mandog, Elmer. Buenas tardes. Giovanelli is in. Frankie Fresco, Isaiah, Eric Me. The Bills coming for the division. Dolphins are shivering. Oh, yes, they're shivering. Yeah, actually, that's true. It is 70. Yep. Let's see. Lenny Pena says, good afternoon, Big O and Sean and Fins Nation. Happy Victory Monday. That was a professional win by our beloved football team. We dominated them, and they should. Cidola, Buffalo back against the wall, 9 seed that does not control their own destiny. Nope, that's right. And that's why it's really important Miami hand them that loss at the end of the season. That would be really good. Karoon says it would be insane if there was a playoff version of Tua, Howard, Ramsey, Waddle, Hill, Wilkins, and Chubb that hasn't been unleashed yet. We will find out, right? Anyone that doesn't think the Dolphins can win a Super Bowl with this roster is hilarious. They have to prove, but they have the talent. Oh, yeah. This front office did a marvelous job of building this roster. I mean, they gave them players that they can have as backups on the O-line. We've never seen this in our lives. Ever. It's ridiculous what's gone on. I don't know how you haven't noticed that. You know what I'm saying? I get you two haters, whatever. You people will never change or whatever. But you got a coaching staff, they're unproven, but they can do it. McDaniel can do it. Yesterday, he called a more responsible game situationally. I hope that happens a little bit more now with Tyreek. That's why this next 3 weeks, we're going to find out about McDaniel. We're going to find out. I told you, we're in that fork in the road. It's up to him to earn that trust, and he can do that in the next 3 weeks by starting to win these kind of games because the Dolphin Nation is so beaten down when it comes to these situations that once any coach proves it and crosses that threshold, man, you're going to win everybody over. It's a really, really big 3 weeks coming up. Yes, sir.
Wasn't it last week the Fangio appearance on?
Yes, on Hard Knocks. Yeah, the conversation.
Yeah. No, because I wonder, this is the first game where I felt like the offense and the defense were playing the same game, I guess, in a way. Like McDaniel wasn't necessarily like, it's 4th and 2, we're going for it.
Oh,
Fourth and 4, we're going for it.
Yeah.
Always going for it. It's just kind of like, okay, let's not give them like we did Tennessee. We gave them opportunities to, and it felt like both sides of the ball were calling a good game, a good clean game.
Yeah, because you didn't have to take any chances with this stupid team. The Jets are no threat whatsoever. So why are you going to start going crazy on fourth down? Or no, dude, keep it pretty tight and conservative. Make your plays that are there. Take what they give you, which is what they did, and you'll win easily. And the defense dominated, man, just dominated. Yeah, dude. They had in the second quarter at the 9:19 mark, the Jets had 2 yards of offense. You know, that's bad, dude. That's bad. Yeah. That's right. More Dalvin Cook. He got his money. You know, I think we all misunderstood all those people out there. You know that? You and I are making fun of the wrong people. We misunderstood what they were saying. What they were saying in the offseason was James Cook would put the Dolphins over the top and take them to the Super Bowl and make them elite. You know, those idiot radio shows and those writers and those TV heads locally that were telling you, oh, we got to have Dalvin Cook. They really meant James Cook, not Dalvin Cook. We misunderstood them. Let's give them all a break. James Cook, by the way, his brother had 179 yards yesterday and a touchdown and 42 yards receiving and another touchdown for the Bills. So just that's why we throw it out there. But Dalvin wanted his money. He got his money. You know.
Did you see Joe's tweet afterwards?
No.
I don't know if Joe asked him, but he said the Palm Beach Post asked him about
could be him or Hal
if he had regret going to the Jets and passing up on the Dolphins.
He's not going to say that now.
He's like, I'm not going there.
Of course not. That's a stupid question. Yeah.
I just thought it was like one of those things like that's just piling on, right? You just lost 30-0 and you get that question. It's like,
yeah. It's so, I mean, you've got to be like a really dumb player to answer that question. Like Hassan Whiteside would answer that question. Okay? You know, think of a really dumb player. Jim Druckenmiller would answer that question. Okay? Like a guy that really has no, like, really. God, I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it because it doesn't seem like he's the brightest bulb in the chandelier. But Robbie Chosen would be the kind of guy you would bait because they already baited him this year on it. Earlier in the year, when they were asking him, oh, should we have opened it up for 70 and all that? And it's like, no, yeah, we should have, this, that. And that's, you know, we in the media, let me tell you something, okay? Let me explain something to you all, okay? What we do in the media. Every year, we get to know all the rosters when we walk into the locker rooms. We get to know all the personalities and all the people. And we get to kind of figure out who's got the IQ to figure some stuff out and who may not have the IQ, Preston Williams, to figure shit out. And so you end up running into these kind of players over the years. So you know when something controversial happens, you go to Javon Holland and he's going to look at you and go, you think I'm stupid or something, bro? Now, he won't say that to you, but he'll look at you like, you know, I got like a huge brain in here, right? You're trying to bait me? You trying to do that to Ron Armstead? You trying to bait me? But then you'll run into certain players that you will be able to bait. You won't try to bait the ones you can't. But you'll go test the ones you think you can. And in that case, yesterday, you're hoping his anger and frustrations and his love for hometown answers that question. But he was smart enough. Dalvin's not one of those dudes, clearly, that is going to get baited into a stupid situation that is going to create hell for him. You know? Because he's making a lot of money. doing nothing. The last thing he can do now is actually complain. He can't complain. He can't say anything because the anger from their entire season will then roll his way. You don't want that. So it's what we do in the media. Try to target, see if we can sucker you, and get you into saying a soundbite you're going to regret later on. Okay. Anyway. Let's see. What else do we have here? Demon did you know that Twin Peaks will open in Doral on January 15th? Yes, I did hear about that. And you never know. We signed 3 offensive linemen off the street on Monday, and one of them played this past Sunday against the Jets. Isn't that beyond third string? Pretty much. That's what I'm telling you. When you watch what the Dolphins have done with the offensive line this year, first of all, you had a starting unit, and then you've had capable backups. That's like they don't even have capable starters normally. As I said yesterday on the show, Omar came up with the unicorns, and that was only for 3 guys. They didn't even have 5. Yeah, it's just, you're right. Like Marino's on the left side. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, man. Anyway. Appreciate all of you out there. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can always make a Bitcoin donation, which we always appreciate that. Baptist Health of South Florida is a proud sponsor of our program, folks. And the staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is comprised of highly specialized, board-certified, fellowship-trained orthopedic physicians supported by advanced practice providers and athletic trainers, all of whom play a vital role in the patient's experience. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has locations from Monroe County to Palm Beach County and Boca. We got one at 800 Meadows Road, Boca Regional. In Boynton Beach, Bethesda, East and West, 2 locations. Down in Doral, 9500 Northwest 58th Street. And, of course, the main hospital on Kendall Drive in 89th, where my daughter was born, where I got my heart fixed. Go visit them. Use that QR code, baptisthealth.net/ortho. All right, last night or yesterday afternoon, we like talking about an MVP in the game. And William Quigley and the great people at Cutter's Edge, he's an MVP every single day. I mean, you see their trucks all over South Florida. They've got over 70 trucks. And Cutter's Edge Pro, that's the company you're going to call when you want to take your home, any property you own, to the next level by adding the landscaping and creating an oasis in your backyard like we have in our home, folks. Please call them. Check it out. Here's our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
Who's last night's MVP? For your complete landscape solutions anywhere in South Florida, there's only one MVP. CuttersEdgePro.com. Here's our CuttersEdgePro.com MVP of the night.
I'm going to go with Bradley Chubb. I got to give it to him, man. 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. He now has 9.5 sacks on the season. He is leading the NFL with 6 forced fumbles, 2 of them yesterday. And it all started in that stretch with Carolina and the Giants. The light went on, and I want to give him a lot of props. This is what you needed now. Without Jalen Phillips, it's really important that Bradley Chubb comes out to shine. Van Ginkel and some of the other guys are going to be busting their asses. But Bradley Chubb is being paid to do what he's doing. And I got to say, William Quigley is proud because he's an MVP, and so is Mr. Bradley Chubb, our Cutter's Edge MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by CuttersEdgePro.com. Servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, and malls throughout South Florida. CuttersEdgePro.com. Providing South Florida MVP performance every day of the year.
All right. Now let's get to a little basketball with our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report with the one and only Ira Winderman.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
Okay. All right. You got it? You got it? Yeah. Your mouse broke? Oh, it went off course? Okay. All right. All right, Ira, how are you feeling, sir?
You know what, Big O? It's kind of weird. We've been doing accurate Pembroke Pines reports now for a couple of months during the season, and yet you can make a case that tonight almost feels like opening night against the Timberwolves, with Tyler coming back, with Bam coming back, with this roster being as close to whole as we've seen all season. So it's kind of good spot, 4 games over 500, 5th place in the East. But now they have the players to really show who they are. And it's perfect timing. As the NFL winds down, the Heat can start winding up.
Yeah, it's too early to get, worried about all this crap. There's so much season left, and the chef is still figuring everything out. And we're watching Caleb come back to the mix, and Jaquez is kicking ass, and Josh Richardson's got the fountain of youth again. He looks so good now. I'll tell you one thing I am concerned about. While we say it's so glorious and it's fantastic and you're impressed with his effort, you better back off Kevin Love. If you want his ass to last the entire season and into the playoffs, you got to ease up on the old man. And you know what I'm saying? It's impressive what he's doing, but be careful. Let's not lean too much on the old man. I'm just saying.
And the problem there, Big O, is this. The Heat had 2 backup centers, and Kevin Love is going to start the season as a power forward.
I know.
God bless Orlando Robinson, but he has his limitations. He's only going to get so high on his bar. We've seen that sort of decreasing production. Thomas Bryant, God bless his energy. He's maybe an 8-minute-a-game guy. He'll infuse that energy, but his defense has been so off point, it's been a struggle. So, yes, Eric Spoelstra has found the perfect answer. Go small at the 4 with Caleb, with Haywood Highsmith. Use Kevin Love as your backup 5. It's almost like they need another big man. And one thing I'm curious about, Big O, and I know this might sound crazy based on some of the numbers, the Heat have till January 10th to guarantee the contract for the season of Orlando Robinson. I'm just curious if they might not say to themselves, you know what? Maybe we should find this season's version of a veteran big man, Cody Zeller type. He's with New Orleans now. But that type of player, a guy we can have a little more confidence. The Heat have done that just about every year. They did it with Zeller. They did it with Dwayne Dedmon. They brought in another big. I think I agree with you. They need one more big there. But you know what? That would mean admitting the Orlando Robinson thing is sort of topped out. And 2, one of your 2 sort of quote-unquote prized offseason acquisitions, Thomas Bryant, is just sort of meh at this point.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm not going to criticize you for the Orlando Robinson thing because you're so good with all these young guys and you're developing them, and they're all not going to turn into gems. More than enough turn into gems for you. You know, you people are way over the quota already as it is. I mean, it's just ridiculous what you're doing now with development. But the Bryant one, which I like the pick, I thought it was going to be better than what it's been. Defensively, even, I thought he could help you out for a couple minutes, rebounding and all that kind of stuff. I didn't think offensively he was going to be a huge addition, but I thought as a garbage guy, he can help you out and those kind of things. And it just hasn't, sometimes maybe the light goes on later on. But yeah, that would be the one where you could, if you want to be overcritical about it.
But again, you can't for this reason, Big O. They signed 2 guys at the minimum. That's all the money they had. Right, they signed Josh Richardson at the minimum. They signed Thomas Bryant. Big O, if you go 50-50 on those kind of signings, if half of your minimum salary guys pay off, you've done your job. Well, they did their job with Josh, and you just deal with Thomas Bryant. The problem is, I believe the Heat have 2 very good third-string centers in Thomas Bryant and Orlando Robinson. Like you're pointing out, that's forced Kevin Love to be the second-string center because they don't have that guy. And Big O, just as you've seen around the NFL, and almost like a backup quarterback, you don't have to have it, but you're going to need it at some point. I think that's where the Heat are right now. Kevin Love's buying him time, but you're right. He's also 34 years old, and eventually that gets old.
Is there some kind of European stuff coming on when the season's done? Is there somebody out there, or is there somebody
Well,
that
it's
could be
interesting.
had? What do we know?
DeMarcus Cousins just signed today to play in Taiwan, which tells you that they feel the market's not that strong right now. We have to wait a couple of days. January 6th, you can start signing 10-day contracts. You can experiment with guys. Remember, Chris Birdman Anderson first came here on a 10-day contract.
Right.
So you can cycle through. Then you get that January 10th guarantee date. So there's still about a month or so for the Heat to comb the market, to scour, to see who's out there and who's not. But again, it's a matter of, does Eric Spoelstra play him? You know this, Big O. Eric Spoelstra wants to play his kind of guys.
Of course.
And not to a Thibodeau level, but he will play his older guys big minutes. It's just sort of who he is.
He plays who he trusts.
Correct.
Okay?
Well put.
That's it. Jaquez got your trust, and you're going to play. You're going to play, and you're going to play big minutes and big moments. That's because you earned his trust. That's how Spo's always been. He doesn't give a shit about your age. But if you can play for him, he's going to lean on you because he can count on you.
Yet
Man.
he's cognizant of it, which is why Kyle Lowry's off tonight. Kyle Lowry, at 37 years old, has yet to be injured this season. He's missed 2 games, the second night of a back-to-back on San Antonio after a long flight from Atlanta, and then tonight's game against the Timberwolves. So they also are being smart. He's 37 years old. He's really done a really good job. Again, it's interesting. You bring up backup center. I'm going to bring up backup point guard. I like what Josh has done, but they don't have that speed guard in the backcourt.
Oh.
We saw Chicago's quick players in the last game of that back-to-back set against the Bulls, where they were able to get into the paint at will. Kobe White, their quicker guards. The Heat probably could use one more quick guard also. You know what? The Heat are in the position right now. I think you and I can back off of they got to trade for this guy. They got to get Zach LaVine. They got to do that.
Oh,
what
God,
they
no.
have to do, Big O, I think the Heat are a couple of subtle moves away from being perfectly fine. That's what I'm looking to see. Maybe a backup center, maybe a veteran speed guard. Could be as simple as that.
And to their credit, they couldn't get that perfect backup point guard to Lowry, but they have 5 or 6 guys that can part-time handle and create. And I think that's magnificent because it doesn't matter if it's the first or second team. There's constantly 2 guys on the floor that can, handle the ball and set everybody else up. They may not be pure point guards, but they still are helping in the offense.
But one of those guys is a 35-year-old Jimmy Butler. One of those guys is a 30-year-old Josh Richardson. Like you were talking with Kevin Love, you don't want to overdo it. Look, those whippersnappers, quick guards, you need a young kid to stay in front of them. They tried Jamari Bouye early in the year. That didn't work out. I think they're going to continue to look in that direction because that's what's hurt them is the quick guards with their older guards. Yeah. Caleb Martin can handle, Bam Adebayo can handle, Jimmy Butler can handle, Josh Richardson can handle, Jaime Jaquez can handle. Matter of fact, I almost wonder. I keep putting Jaime in different positions. Oh, he can play power forward. Oh, he could be the 3. He could be the 2. He could be a 1 at some point also because he does advance the ball. He does handle. He really has turned out, Big O, to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. All right. Will I get because, how many more times do you get pumped up for your former team? So I'm just wondering, do I get a pissed off Jimmy Butler tonight, or it's just been so many times already?
Jimmy can't give a rat's ass. He has skipped just about every game in Minnesota. Hell, he took off the 3rd game of the damn season for rest in Minnesota. He doesn't care, but he has called Karl Anthony Towns as soft as baby poop. So that still is out there. And Cat is having a great season this year. And Minnesota is the #1 defensive team. And Jimmy has really struggled finishing at the rim, whether it's the ankle, whether it's the knee, whether it's the grind. So I will be curious.
Twin Towers going in there now. That's going to be harder.
Yeah, so I just think when you look at all of that stuff going on, Big O, I am curious if Jimmy comes out with bravado against the Timberwolves or he realizes I'm not at my best spot. The Wolves are playing really good. I don't think any of us on our bingo cards 2 months into the season said the Minnesota Timberwolves would be the #1 team in the West.
I know, 19-5, dude. That is impressive. Yeah. Okay, the Warriors, I understand kind of the method behind the madness from what you did the last couple of years of re-signing these guys, but this is turning out to be an absolute disaster. What's gone on with Draymond Green, Klay Thompson and Steph Curry's streak ended yesterday from 2018, and You know, this team, my God, they got their titles and they made their money and all that, but it is going to be an ugly, ugly finish for all these guys in this team.
This reminds me of LeBron James when he left the Heat in 2014. Oh, he went home to Cleveland and it was a story and everything, but he looked at the Heat and he said they're getting old. And he looked at the Heat and he said, you know what? Between whether it was Birdman or Battier or Mike Miller, who was already gone by then, or Dwayne Wade, and he said, I got to go with someone younger. Now, I don't think that's who Steph Curry is. I think Steph Curry wants to be like Kobe. He wants to be a one team for a career guy and ride it out however it plays out. But when you keep re-upping these guys, and now you have to re-up Draymond Green, and you have Klay Thompson who's falling off also, you have to make a decision. It'll be interesting. They got a mega arena there that they paid $1 gazillion to have. So they have a big nut to pay off also. They can't go to the tank route, I wouldn't think right now, but that's what happens when your team gets older and also when you depend on instability. Look at even a younger team. The Memphis Grizzlies relied on Ja Morant. His stability, they're paying for it now. They're not going to make the playoffs. You look at the Warriors. They relied on Draymond Green's instability. They're paying for it right now also. You know, those shaky kind of players, you put too much into them, that's what you wind up at the end of the day. And yeah, I think when you look at the Nuggets and what they have with their core only getting better, and you look at so much of the West, even the Minnesota team we'll see tonight here at Kaseya Center, you could see the West, never thought I'd say this, when they're healthy, passing the Warriors by.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's no doubt about it. Would you still re-sign Draymond Green?
I wouldn't have signed Draymond Green in the first place.
Okay.
I think he's a guy who only fits you. You know what this is to me, Big O? This is a game of liar's poker. Because Draymond Green might think he has offers elsewhere. Draymond Green might try to back you into a corner. If you don't give me X, Y, or Z, I'm going to leave. But as you know, Big O, you've seen this in every sport. Certain players only fit certain teams. And other teams know that as well. Yeah. Who the hell wants to take on an older Draymond Green to be their leader, to be their Udonis, to be their guy who's setting a culture? This is a guy who found the right team. So again, it could get ugly. I would play liar's poker with Draymond. Hit free agency, bring me back a bona fide offer, and then we'll talk.
All right, what are you working on in the Sun Sentinel, my friend, so folks can check you out?
We're a story already today just about Jaime Jaquez Jr., whatever is talking about the rookie wall. And then I looked at how many games he played at UCLA. And they played in so many preseason and postseason tournaments. He's had 37-game seasons already. So he's not at the wall yet. He's used to playing a lot of games. So spoke to Eric Spoelstra about when they think it might or might not come. And their thought is
after the All-Star break is when you worry about
that. And especially for a rookie, sometimes, some teams only play 30 games even in the 20s. He's used to a longer season. He's used to the bright lights of LA and sort of talking about how he's kept going and how much he's just constantly drawing attention around the league. So I wrote that. I also wrote today about guys talking about having Tyler back, having Bam back tonight, how it's going to change. Won't be dramatic. I think with Kyle Lowry out, Tyler can start in place of Kyle, and Duncan still starts. But even Duncan Robinson said he knows his role is going to change. So I think these next 2 or 3 weeks are going to be interesting to see how Eric Spoelstra maneuvers this situation, including even, like you mentioned, Kevin Love. Maybe Kevin Love is backup center to Bam only is needed for 10 minutes a night now if Bam's going to play 36. So I think the first thing we wanted to know is when is Tyler or Bam coming back? Tonight, Monday. Next thing, how is Eric going to adjust his rotations? We'll see that over the next 2 weeks.
And by the way, let me add something with Jaquez.
Sure.
Because it just seems like in his character, he seems like the kind of kid that even when he's tired, he's going to find something somewhere because there's just dog in him. And you don't teach that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And you can watch Jimmy at times where he's dog tired and he keeps reaching for more and he keeps reaching for more. I kind of feel, that he's that kind of dude, the Zoe type, those kind of dudes that just keep, they can just keep reaching and reaching a little bit more. I see a young man in that rookie already. That's what I
agree. He leads the Miami Heat in fourth quarter minutes. He played all 12 minutes again the other night. It's who he is. And just like Jimmy did, Jimmy's had so many games recently, Big O, we go, oh, crap, Jimmy doesn't look good. And the end of the game, you go, Jimmy looks pretty good. So that's sort of what Jaime is. He knows when to save it for also. He's a smart kid, And if you look at his Instagram recently, he seems to be doing quite well for himself. I'll let Sean bring that up after I'm done today.
Yeah. Hey, listen, when you have locks, it happens. You know,
I wouldn't know, Big O.
That's what I'm telling you. The locks can do it for you, man. That's what it is. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. More importantly, subscribe there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Ira, as always, thank you, my friend. We'll catch up next week.
Catch you next week on our Acura Pembroke Pines report. Thanks, Big O.
Thank you, sir. There you go, the great Ira Winderman. All right. Bam.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
I got my email this morning. I'm not going to do it right now, not yet, but they sent out the email already to you can already start to reserve your ZDX, which is the electric vehicle. It says now's the time to reserve your ZDX, Acura's first all-electric vehicle, arriving in early 24. Select the most powerful Acura SUV ever, the ZDX Type S, with an estimated 500 horsepower. Or choose the ZDX A-Spec, single motor with anticipated 325-mile range. You decide. You'll immerse yourself in a thrilling driver-focused experience, and with multiple driver modes, it's simply to personalize every journey. Reserve your future thrills today. Looks nice, too. Looks really nice. Let me see. There we go. Oh, damn it. There. Bam. I don't know if you see it there. Can they see that? It's nice. It's really nice. Ooh, that's my next car. It will be electric. There's no doubt about it. By the way, the 24 Integra, you could get it for $329 a month. They're at Acura Pembroke Pines. The 23 TLX, $399 a month. The 24 MDX, $529 a month. And the TLX Type S 2023, $649 a month. Damn. Voice hurting a little bit. Why don't we do this? Yeah. Give me, because I've been going 50 straight minutes of talking, and it's really not, when I'm healthy, it's not bad because I can do it for 3 hours. But give me a couple minutes here. Let me rest. Give me a couple minutes. Let me rest my voice. Back with more right here on the Big O Radio Show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Radio Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated. They offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
So here's the putting green. See? There you go. Got two flags. One is over there where Cutter's Edge Pro. It's not coming out now. Come on. Come on, wind. Give me a little wind. No, unfortunately. But there you go. And this one says Big O here. There you go. So there's my putting green. It's about, I would say about 25 feet, something like that. I get to practice, have a little fun. See? And then, of course, we got, the bunkers. Got to have the bunkers, man. Got all kinds of bunkers there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a taste of our backyard. There's Maiden right there. Maiden. Bono, how you doing, Bono? Bono. He's a Carolina dog, by the way. These dogs are amazing. Their temperaments are awesome. But there is the Sylvester Palm, which is just beautiful. All right, call my guys, Will and Mike at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take care of you. Dogs are not included, okay? Can't include the dogs. Those are mine. But the exceptional work, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yes. Make your home an oasis. CuttersEdgePro.com. Go to their Instagram page, by the way, so you can see a lot of the before and after work that they do. And it is exceptional, baby. This thing's been on here for about 9 months. No grass growing through it or anything like that. Right, Bono? Huh? Bono!
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Back. Gotta give me a little rest here so I can recover a little bit, but I appreciate you all out there as always, hanging in there and helping us out. Appreciate it big time. Let's see. What do we have on the chat board? Yeah, Chubb was in beast mode. Big O, did you hear about Andy Slater hitting with times on the Hard Rock app? Yeah, I think I saw something about a ticket and $60,000 or something like that. I saw it on social media. I don't remember exactly, but I think I saw something like that. Yeah. People don't understand how many teams will sign Draymond Green. That's why on July 8, 2023, when he re-signed with the Warriors, I don't believe that. I would have never re-signed him. Let's see. Omar says Ira has beef with him. Don't allow to. Do me a favor. Hey, you know what? If you guys are going to start, we're going to start blocking everybody. Any of you that start with this whole Omar and Poopar, because I got nothing but love for those guys. I'm not doing any of this shit. Okay. And I did send a text to Omar yesterday. I said, listen, I don't know if you said it or not, but if you did say this, I didn't say that. Your memory still sucks. I told him and all that. But because I got nothing but love for Omar and Poop. I can bust their balls about sports shit that we go back and forth on. Don't take it personal. I don't take it serious. But some of you out here, I don't need you, dude. Okay? So if you want to start like stirring some shit up, all I'm going to do is just block your ass and get rid of your stupid ass. And that's it. Okay? So I'm not addressing any more of this shit anymore at all. All right? I did what I did yesterday, and that's all. But if I catch it, I'm blocking you, and I'm just kicking your ass right out of there. So you're better off, if you even have a comment on there, you might want to go back and erase it already. Okay? Just so you'll know. Because I don't need this shit, dude. I really don't. It's pretty simple. Kick your ass right out of here. So move on. You want to talk with me about sports and everything else? You want to start stirring up some other bullshit that is not there, then you go ahead and we'll just kick your ass right out of here. So make your choice. Okay? Cowards will always want to see others fight because they're scared to fight themselves. Instigators are the worst type of cowards. Hey, exactly. That's why when they started with that crap yesterday, I'm especially if you accuse me of something that I didn't do, that really incites me. That will really incite me. So, take the heat on the Hard Rock app tonight. I only do live. And it's only 1.5 right now that the Timberwolves are favored. I would not touch that right now. The Timberwolves can easily beat the Heat by 1.5. Timberwolves are pretty good, bro. I would rather wait for the live and see how things develop so I can get a feel for it and then see if I get better, see what value is at that moment. So, yeah, no need to the he said, she said. Exactly. No, that's fine. Let's see. So what do we need to focus on with Dallas? Themselves. It's about the Dolphins playing at their best. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all. You know what you got to do? You got to stop that passing game. You got to make sure they can't run the ball on you. It's the same crap as everybody else. But Dak Prescott's the guy you got to get after because it's a really the game between Miami and Dallas is two teams that are trying to cross the same threshold. Because nobody has had more hype over the years than Dallas, and they never crossed that threshold. Ever. And Dak is number one. Dak is the number one choke artist out there in the NFL. One of them. But, Tony Romo used to be that guy. Dak Prescott is a choke artist. Okay? Until proven otherwise, he's a choke artist. And that's just the way it is. And for the Dolphins, anytime they get any kind of on a roll and they end up in the playoffs or whatever, or they end up in a big moment, they crap on themselves. Right? And what was I talking about at the beginning of the first hour? That this is the moment that you want. That's why I like these 3 games coming up, because if Mike McDaniel and company can blaze through these 3 games or go 2-1, and you're going to go into the the playoffs with some serious momentum and feeling good about yourself. Now you go 1-2 or 0-3, then we got problems. And you don't want to be that team, right? That when you're in that moment, Lamar Jackson, you're in that moment, you choke like a dog every time. No matter how much they hype him up, he does nothing in the playoffs. No matter how much you hype up Baltimore's offense, certain people have earned that. And that's the beauty of this game for Dallas and Miami. The team that loses is the team that they're going to say, same old Cowboys, same old Dolphins. The team that wins are going to say, they look like they want to go places. So it's not about the Cowboys. It's about the Dolphins. It's about the Dolphins playing the best that they can play, but put themselves in that position. It's not like the Cowboys present this challenge that's impossible to stop. Okay? So I really focus on the Dolphins trying to get things done. The Ravens play the 49ers this Sunday. If the Dolphins win the next 2 games and KC loses one more game, don't they take the conference? Correct me. Yes. As long as Miami keeps winning. Yes. That will be the case. If the Dolphins win the next 2 and the Ravens lose this week and then they lose to the Dolphins, that's it. It's all Miami's. They get the conference for sure. Yes. Because remember, Buffalo is behind 2, not 1. So if you continue to win, you maintain. You can lose the last game and still win it. Cowboys are not a good road team. No, Cowboys are chokers, bro. I don't care, home, away, whatever. Big moment. I don't buy the Cowboys.
And I'll buy the Cowboys when they actually can do something. But I never believed the Cowboy hype. Ever. And I certainly don't believe any Dak Prescott hype at all. Okay? Until he stops choking, I won't believe he's not a choker. Stats are great, but to me, Dak Prescott and Tony Romo are the same guy. They put up stats, but when you really need them, choking dogs. And that's why Dak is actually perfect for the Cowboys. So we'll find out. This is this beautiful storyline going into this week for Miami. Big O, I feel like we should run more RPOs, specifically in crunch time when the pressure is up. Give Tua the system he ran for 3 years at Bama. So you want the option, so then he then also ends up running? No, that's all right. I'll stay with Tua taking less hits, bro. That's I'm not doing that, bro. Not doing that. Because the option is he has to run at one time, at one point. I didn't need Montana to run. I don't need Brady to run. I don't need Marino to run. I don't need Breeze to run. I'm not sure why you need this. The great passers don't need to run. And I don't want them in an RPO. I don't want them anywhere near a linebacker. Okay? Yes, sir.
I was going to say, if I'm a coach, I design the scheme to make sure Tua keeps the ball every time.
That's right.
Because it's not like he's going to outrun.
No, he's not going to outrun anybody. And I don't need him taking any shots whatsoever. So it won't be a good RPO because one element does not exist. Because he's really not a threat athletically. That's just not what he's about. You know what I'm saying? Live with it, dude. He's a pocket passer. And there's nothing wrong with a pocket passer. So, Mr. Bonafide, I got to disagree with you on that. Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. By the way, Hateful Steve sent in one late. A Venmo late. And Hateful Steve, I want to correct you. You go, I'm sorry, but I'm not an a-hole for demanding Tua to beat winning teams. The a-holes are the people who say he's great, then don't seem to expect much more than beating losers, against which elite teams Tua did not play well, Buffalo, Eagles, or KC. I'd love to know. So I doubt you read the answer I sent you back, but we'll say it here on the show since you are a hardcore watcher. He won the Kansas City game. Problem is, your Tua hate doesn't allow you to see it. Both QBs threw about 190 yards. There weren't a lot of plays there. Tua made the play you needed in that game. The bomb he threw to Tyreek. Right in his hands, and he dropped it. That was points. But you conveniently forget that. And then you conveniently forget that Tyreek then fumbles away 7 more points. Go look at the score. The only reason you lost that game was Tyreek. It had nothing to do with Tua. Tua actually made the throw, the most important throw in that game. By the way, Tyreek dropped a second pass. It's a little behind him. Very catchable. Bad day for Tyreek. He lost the Kansas City game. Tua did what he needed to win that game. Only a couple plays, he made the big throw that you needed. The money throw you needed, he made. So that's where Hateful Steve, I got to say, you're not objective. Mark Gallagher, thank you for the love on Venmo. Appreciate you. Sent it with a dolphin logo. I like it. What's the other thing you put in there? I can't tell it. So can you tell what's that? What's next to that dolphin? Here where my finger is. You see it? It's like a statue or I don't know, right? I can't tell what that is, Mark, but thank you. Thank you on Venmo. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. And remember, you can make a Bitcoin donation. Like my man Frankie Fresco did last night. By the way, I checked up on Injective protocol. You've heard me talk about that, right? So the first time I gave injective protocol to you guys, I went back on Twitter. It's the beauty of Twitter. It's all there. It was $1.71 on November 2022. November 2022, it was $1.73. Do you know where injective protocol is right now, Sean Stanley? $33. Oh, we were like at $9 months ago, bro. Come on. Come on, catch up now. $1.71, you're at $33 now. I don't know how many of you, I know there's a couple of you that took the injective protocol. We gave you the best altcoin that has performed the entire 2023 calendar year. And it's all documented. It's there on Twitter. You know, I retweeted it today with a fresh picture of injective protocol at $33. So from $1.71 to $33, I don't know how many X's that is. But I would hope you'd be taking some profits along the way. And you're all welcome. More to come, by the way. More to come. The bull market. We gave you a coin that exploded in the bear market. We've already given you many coins that are already blowing up in the bull run now. And wait till we continue with the march. $1.71 to $33. That's amazing. Oh, one more thing. Since a lot of you are getting, into crypto now, some of you are now realizing what I've been trying to tell you for a while. And don't you all wish you would have really gotten the bottom of this market 6 months ago, 5 months ago? But anyway, and there's still some great prices here where you're going to 10, 20, 30, 100x your money easily, depending on the companies that you invest in. But because some of you now, the voice is already giving in again. Because some of you now are getting into crypto and, you're on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, I want to warn you ahead of time. You'll run into videos. It'll be Brad Garlinghouse of XRP or Cardano. God, now I'm forgetting. I'm brain farting. But Charles Hoskins, different people, or Vitalik from Ethereum, things like that, and then they'll come out and it's like, what's it called? It's like an AI thing. It's not really them, and it's all a rig. And they're telling you, oh, send us 1,000 XRP, we'll send you back 5,000, or send us this and we'll send you back. Those are all that's all lies. Those are all con jobs. I don't even know how YouTube allows that on there, to be quite honest. So please, when it sounds too good to be true, that's because it is. Nobody's just going to give you money, dude. They're not. So if they're asking you for money to give you money, come on, man. It's kind of the Nigerian prince thing. So be careful out there. Okay, folks? So you don't fall for that kind of stuff. Very dangerous. Let's see, what else do we have here? Mr. Bonafide chimes in again. God, no, not have Tua run, just the option to hand off or pass each down. Not sure what the system would be called, but again, no Tua running. Then it takes away from that, because then they know that nothing else is going to happen. That's kind of the thing about that, is the threat of the run is what keeps the linebacker in. The linebacker will not stay home because he knows Tua is not going to run. So it just kind of takes an element out of it, is what I'm saying. I mean, am I wrong here? Right? It makes sense, right? I would imagine that that run pass option is just, it's just not, it doesn't work if you don't have a runner. I don't think it will, at least. You just keep him back there where he's under center or a shotgun, handoff or pass. It's the same thing. You don't need to fake an RPO because you're just wasting time. And here's another thing that you're not thinking of. Okay, Bonafide, I'll give you an idea here. You make him get closer to the line,
he sees less of the field. The more he drops back, the more he sees the field. And remember, shorter quarterbacks have to use passing lanes. They don't see over the big guys. They have to see through windows. It's not easy. It's even what Tua does, what Breeze does, it's harder than what normal quarterbacks have to do in the NFL. In fact, most normal quarterbacks probably can't play that way. So it just, that's why you're kind of throwing to spots. That's why timing is all part of it. So the closer you make him to the line and put him right next to the trees, it'll be harder for him to have options to see everything. You understand? And then you have him closer to big guys. He has to then go over them. The farther you have, the easier it is for the trajectory of the pass. Here's the other thing. Okay. Did you know yesterday, making his 14th start, and that was his career high, he had one more passing TD for his career high? Oh, you mean for you talk about Tua for the season? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's to me, it's not about the stats, man. I don't worry about the stats. I don't worry about that. It's about winning the game, moving on, and winning playoff games. That's what I want to see. I want to see McDaniel become that coach that can win playoff games. I want to see Tua become the quarterback that can win playoff games so the Dolphin Nation can finally calm down. You know, some of us believe in Tua, some of you don't. And maybe if you start winning playoff games, people will start looking at Tua differently. I kind of find it disgusting that there's a portion of you that basically are rooting against Tua. Just because you're wrong or something or whatever it is, but you're a Dolphin fan and you're constantly talking shit about Tua, like, dude, you suck. I mean, if the guy was bad, then I get it. We're talking John Beck and Cleo Lemon and, whatever, bro. Have at it. Rip Jay Cutler all you want. But, like, the best quarterback we've had here since Marino, and hearing some of you people, it's just, it's ridiculous, to be quite honest. It really is. It's like you're a sad fan, dude. It's if you're losing and the guy never gets it done and he's embarrassing you and he's turning it over and he's a disaster, then I get it. But a guy like this, I don't know how you're not rooting for him. I really don't understand that one. Let's see. This game is ripe for the picking for the Cowboys. They have a bad run defense, and we're second-rated running team. I hope McDaniel stays consistent with the running this week. That's why I like these next 3 games, because the Jet game is really easy. There's no offense there. There was no threat. Unless you literally gave them the ball in the red zone a whole bunch of times, there was no way to lose that game, really. But the next 3 weeks, will you play the way you're supposed to play fundamentally? Not get too cute, We'll see. We'll see. Could have beaten KC and Philly. Big egos lost the Bills in Tennessee games. Well, the Bills, they were never in it. I don't know about ego, bro. Raging, let's just tip our hat to the stinking Bills on that. That one, I'm just going to say they dominated Miami, dude. They outplayed Miami completely. So I hate to say it, but I got to give them the credit on that one. Hateful Steve will never say any criticism about Herbert, but when it comes to Tua, it's 100% his fault, and he's the reason why Christmas will always be ruined. Exactly. You are correct, Ray. Karoon says, there's a story of a woman that divorced a guy because she thought an actor from the same show, Stranger Things, wanted her, and she paid the person thousands of dollars. Needless to say, he wasn't real. It's crazy. Yes?
An actor from Stranger Things needed money from you?
Yeah. She fell for it. It's man, people are suckered in this world easily. And you feel bad for these old people that they call on the phone and they sucker them out of their money. And
Yes, no,
Jesus
that
Christ.
yeah, that
like by now, aren't
that's
you?
a whole different level though when you're dealing with the elderly. Like
Yeah,
that,
but like, haven't you learned by now to just don't give anybody your money, bro?
Yeah. No,
You're calling me. It's like, bro, get out of here. Get out of my face.
because they rely on some of the people that try to help out others, and
Jesus.
then they just prey on them.
So sad, man. Sad. Let's see. Thank you, Evan. Very nice. Tua's a dog. Let's go. Says think Dodgers blue. Karun says, I agree. If you would rather be right and have the Dolphins lose because you don't like Tua, you're not really a fan. No, you're definitely not. Some of these Tua haters that they say they're Dolphin fans, brother, I don't know how you're a Dolphins fan. You can't get behind John Beck. Okay. You can't get behind Tannehill. Okay. You can't get by Jay Fiedler, which I think is like the next best quarterback out of all the bunch. Okay. Fine, dude. But this guy, there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Oh, crap. I forgot the game is on Christmas. Don't lose. It is? I forgot about it. It is a week from now. That's right. That's right. It's on the 25th.
Yeah, the game's on Christmas Eve. It's the 24th.
On the 24th.
Yeah, because I'm cooking the pig.
Oh, okay.
And it's a 4:30 start in our home. Why?
Are we doing so? What are we doing Monday in the NFL? Just a Monday night game?
3 games.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, 1, 4, and 8.
Check.
1, 4, and 8.
Wow. Okay.
They're trying to knock the NBA off the Christmas day.
They already knocked the NBA off. There is no NBA when the NFL is on. There's no NBA. Like, seriously, it's like the NBA means nothing until the NFL is done. You know what I mean? It's like people don't really get into the NBA in general. What you and I, we're the hardcore people. We keep up with the Heat and the Panthers and UM basketball and all that stuff and Nova and FIU and FAU and everything going on locally. But most people don't care. You know, this is a hardcore group. This is different. People that watch sports talk and review it, or you're at a different level as a sports fan. But the average person that's a sports fan, but a casual one, they don't even care about basketball until after the Super Bowl. Then they start getting into basketball. So Christmas Day is, Sage Rosenfels. He's such a good dude, bro. I love Sage, man. He's such a good dude. Such a good dude. I don't want to say anything bad about Sage Rosenfels because he is a good human being. Yes, sir. What do you got?
No, because I forgot. There's the games on Peacock this week too on Saturday, which are
so we have games Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Bengals and Steelers are at 4 on NBC.
Terrible game.
At 8, it's the Bills against the Chargers.
Terrible game.
Which is why they're on Peacock.
Okay.
And then Christmas Day, a triple header.
Uh-huh.
The Chiefs against the Raiders versus the Chiefs at 1.
Bad game.
Giants,
well, you know what? Actually, I shouldn't say that. Chiefs aren't playing that well, and the Raiders are playing hard for their coach. You know what, man? I hope Antonio Pierce gets that job.
And it's a division game, right?
It's a division game, and the O'Connell kid has actually done all right. Yeah. So that might be a game. Yeah. Okay, what else?
Giants, Eagles at 4:30.
God, terrible game. Giants, Eagles. Tommy DeVito's got to bounce back, huh?
And here's a
they
game
brought Tyrod Taylor in this week.
After we beat the Cowgirls, this is a game we'll be watching just because it's the Ravens and the 49ers at 8:15.
Okay. All right, 49ers. Don't let me down now. God, I was so pissed at the Jags last night. I was so freaking livid at the Jags. What a stupid team. I felt like bitch slapping Trevor Lawrence. Like, yo, dude, you're the leader of this team. You got to play smarter, bro. You got to be better than this. You need to be the best player on the field. And then you got a kicker that can't. I thought the ghost of Jason Sanders walked into that dude's body. It's not fair because Jason Sanders went 3 for 3 yesterday. Jason Sanders doesn't deserve any shrapnel when he didn't do anything yesterday. Poor guy. Good afternoon, Big O Nation. Great week to start the final event of the season. Let's enjoy the moment and enjoy the ride. Go Fins. Lenny says, I'm grateful for Tua. He's the best QB we've had since number 13. Like you said, Big O, once he lifts the Lombardi trophy, all these Tua haters are going to be quiet. Yeah, well, then they'll act like they've been on board the entire time. Oh, there you go. The Heat are playing on Christmas night? Really? I didn't know that. They got a Christmas game. Okay. Well, you know what? I can watch it because the games are going to be terrible in football. So at least I'll be able to do that. Oh, the Sixers here? Oh, that's a good game. Sixers here against the Heat. That's better than any of the 2 football games are going to show. 8 p.m.? Oh, so I got to still watch the first game. Oh, it's the Raiders game? The first one?
No, it would be the Ravens against the 49ers. Yeah.
Is that 8?
That's the 8:15 game.
Jesus Christ. Oh, okay.
And they play at 8. They tip off at 8.
All right, so then 2 TVs. All right. Definitely got to watch that. And by the way, kudos to Brock Purdy. It's one of those things that we have to cross the threshold. And once somebody is doing something the right way all the time, that's what Brock Purdy's doing. What are you going to do, bro? I know he has the talent around him. I understand all of that. But I think some of you out there, and me to a certain extent, but I've kind of changed my tune about him for a bit now. You got to get the job done. Lamar Jackson, if you watched the game yesterday, do you think he could actually really pass in Miami's offense? Think about it. You think he's that guy that can step in and in within a second and a half, 2 seconds, read the whole thing, make the timing throw right? He could never do that because he doesn't have the accuracy, ever anticipatory skills to do that on a consistent basis. Okay? So you look at it. What Brock Purdy does, well, he's got talent around him. There's a bunch of quarterbacks that could never do what Brock Purdy does. They might be successful with San Francisco. They might win some games also, but maybe they'll win 1 or 2 less games than he will. Maybe their completion percentage, it won't be as good. You know what I'm saying? At one point or another, we have to just say, this kid fell into the right system with the right coach, and he has the goods to be able to deliver on a consistent basis. Because I've watched this game for a long, long time. And one of the things that I appreciate about the great quarterbacks and the great passers is their consistency. That's what makes Brady. That's what makes Marino. That's what makes whatever, any of these great ones. That consistently, bro, they're going to be there in the big moments. They're going to put the ball in the right spot. It's just something that they have in them. And you watch this kid, that's all he does. So the fact that he's, the lead dog in the MVP race, you just got to give him the credit. There's been other guys that have had talent around them, and they can't move the offense and make it do what it's supposed to do. They could have some success with it, but not the same way. You got to give this kid some credit, man. We got to stop it already. And by the way, he now, I'm sure over Dak Prescott, he ended up taking the lead over Dak Prescott for the MVP. So you've got Purdy, Prescott, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa. All of these cats are in the mix for the MVP. And Tua is these next 3 weeks.
could put him into that conversation. He probably won't win it because San Francisco's the number one on that side. And, record-wise and everything, I could see them still giving it to him. But Tua could be in the mix with the next 3 weeks and some big wins. That would be, especially against Buffalo in that last week. If he can have a hell of a performance, maybe he could get into that mix too. But Brock Purdy, he deserves to be the lead dog. And if he wins it, he deserves it. And we got to stop taking credit away from a man that all he does is come through in the clutch over and over and over and over and over. And you can hit him. You can knock him down. Kid doesn't get flustered. Tough young man. Give him props. Dolphins, by the way, are favored by 1.5 against the Cowboys. Over and unders 51. Dolphins minus 122 on the money line. Cowboys are plus 102. You know what? Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar because we love Alan Blanco and the great people at 3A Graphics. And if your company, by the way, you need some new uniforms, call 3A Graphics, man. And you can call them at 786-618-1443. They can take care of you anywhere here in South Florida. 786-618-1443. Custom printing and embroidery, 3A Graphics. 7:30 tonight, Timberwolves taking on the Heat. And the Heat 15-11, Timberwolves 19-5. T-Wolves are favored by 1.5. Over and unders 217. T-Wolves minus 125 on the money line. The Heat are plus 105 on the money line. 9:38 in Calgary. It's pretty cool, right? What I'm about to say. Can you pick up on it? Of the Heat and the Panthers, what do they have in common tonight besides playing on the same night? Huh? No. Revenge. Well, Jimmy Butler, Minnesota. Chuck, Calgary. It's revenge night.
I think they gave him a favor.
Well, I'm just saying.
Send him to the Panthers.
Oh no, but I'm just saying he can just take it out on them. It's revenge night. I'm just saying that
All
both Kachuk and
right.
and Jimmy are facing their former teams today. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree with that. I just think that Kachuk got the better end of the stick than
Oh
Butler,
God,
you know?
yes, please.
Butler didn't, force Grubbs out there on taking on the starters.
No, the guy that got really screwed was
that was Minnesota, right? When he did
Hubie
that?
Doobie Doo's the one that got screwed.
Yeah, but
they sent his ass to Calgary. That's bad right there.
But you had already stated what the issue there was.
Yes. We predicted that like nobody's business. Nobody came through with that prediction better than we did. 9:38 tonight, Panthers at Calgary. Panthers are favored by 1.5 goals over sorry-ass Calgary. Over and under 6.5 goals. Panthers minus 125 on the money line, and Calgary's plus 105. Tonight at 8:18, it is the Eagles and the Seahawks. And the Eagles are favored by 3.5. The over and under is 45. Eagles are minus 192, and the Seahawks are plus 160. Is this the kind of game that you take Seattle plus 3.5 because of the struggles with the Eagles? And did you hear about what's going on in Philadelphia? We got some finger pointing going on in Philadelphia. That's right.
Did not hear about the finger pointing.
Despite having one of the best records at 10-3, Philadelphia is often overlooked like a Super Bowl contender. It lost 20-14 to the Jets on October 14, needed overtime to beat the Commanders, and tied with the Minnesota Vikings in point differential at .21. Eagles offense in 2023, 5.4 yards per play, 11th in the NFL, 60.4 in the red zone, touchdown rate 11th, 11.5 points in the first half, 12th. Mounting frustrations within the Eagle organization already prompted one change. Philadelphia, as you reported yesterday, you told us yesterday in the story, moved defensive coordinator Sean Desai away from play calling duties, and Matt Patricia became the play caller. However, according to Tim McManus, there's a feeling of unease in the Eagles locker room, even when they sit near atop the NFL standings. Inside the building, one source says there's far too much finger pointing amongst Eagle players directed at one another. For the majority of the season, the Eagles defense has been the biggest problem. Philadelphia now has one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL, and the run defense has progressively worsened. It's reasonable to believe the Eagles' offensive players were most often the ones pointing the fingers at defenders. Eagles defense in 2023, 259.9 yards passing, 29th in the NFL. 24.7 points per game, 28th in the NFL. 5 yards per carry, 22nd in the NFL. Now, Philadelphia's offense is far from blameless. Across the last 5 games, the Eagles are averaging just 201 passing yards, 112 rushing yards. If things don't improve Monday night against Seattle, the situation in the Eagles locker room can only get worse. So we got some stuff going into this game.
And is Hurts playing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's playing.
Because they flew on a different flight than everybody else because he was sick, and they were talking about.
Yeah, okay.
They didn't know whether he was going to play. I'm just wondering.
Well, because you're out in the open field, so you're not trapped up. So I figured that part will
give it a go.
Yeah, they'll give it a go. How about that? But then again, you still have the ball exchange between the center and the quarterback. So, but either way, it doesn't matter. That kind of stuff. Who knows?
Eagles really don't care about their running backs.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right about that. Did you see Vince Neil from Motley Crue at the Dolphins game? He was pumping up the crowd, hitting the smoke button with the Dolphins mascot. I wasn't at the game. I wouldn't know. So no, I did not. How many beers and hot dogs did he have sitting next to him? Because he's like me. He doesn't really miss a lot of meals anymore. Big O. Caspa has been the best performing crypto of the bear market with what is it? Bear market with no tier 1 exchange. Do your research. Thank me later. Caspa. Let's see. Let me check it out. I know that it's gone up a lot. Let me see what it's done in the last year. Oh, Jesus. Okay, there we go. I don't know about, I know that Caspa's gone up a lot, but man, I mean, it was at 141 the first time I bought it. And then I got it at one, and then I posted it at one, I think it was 171 or 143, and then it was 171, and it's at $33 now. And that's a lot, dude. That's a lot. You know what? This is taking too long. I'm just going to go right here. It's a lot easier for me to do it on this one right here. Let me check your stuff here, bro. Okay. Jesus, they don't have Caspa on no. So I have no Caspa on, so crypto.com doesn't carry any Caspa. You can't even search for it on theirs. So Injective, I'm going to look it up right now. In the last year, Injective is up 2,131%. Okay? Now, let's see where we at here. Now I'll do it here. In the last year, 1,768. What? I'm sorry.
What's more, 2,100 or 1,768? You think 2,000 is more, right? Let me check again. Let me hold on a second. Hold on. Help me out here with the math. 2,131% in the last year to 1,766. Who's right and who's wrong? My brother, just because you don't follow the market and you just follow your CASPA, that doesn't mean that's the only thing that performs. So I just looked it up here on CoinMarketCap. You can do it too. So I love people that try to call me out on something that I almost live it every day, hours a day. You think I'm doing this by accident? Anyway, appreciate you wasting my time, by the way. Let's see. Did you see? I agree with you. Anything can happen. The NFL is predictable. I heard Motley Crue is performing in Daytona Beach with Jelly Roll. Well, if you call Motley Crue performing, my brother, you know, they're playing at Rockville. I know Greta's there. Oh, yeah. No, it's a good lineup. It's a good lineup. I love Greta. Greta's, isn't Guns N' Roses there too? I want to say. Oh, who's giving it? Oh, QAM? Oh, okay, cool. Here, Rockville. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Oh, the night of Motley Crue is headlining over Judas Priest. Wow. Anthrax, Dirty Honey, all on that same night. Is that right there on Thursday night? That's awesome. Disturbed, Skillet, Saliva. I'm not a Machine Head guy. For you guys that like Kerry King, his band's going to be there. Let's see what else. Limp Bizkit's there. Falling in Reverse, In This Moment, Non-Point. Offspring's pretty good. Living Color is there. Wow, that is awesome. Alien Ant Farm. They do Alien Ant Farm does a great Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal. You've seen it? Alien Ant Farm, Smooth Criminal. Okay? Like, to do a Michael Jackson song is ridiculous because it's Michael. You're never going to sound like that. And not that they sound like Michael, but their version of it is freaking awesome. Love Alien Ant Farms. Just for that song, I will always watch them, overall. Nitzer Ebb is there. Wow. That's fantastic. Mr. Bungle. What else? Foo Fighters, Greta Van Fleet, and Primus, Mammoth, and Rainwolf, all on that same stage that night. Queens of the Stone Age, A Day to Remember, Stone Temple Pilots, even though it's not really the official. The Struts are there. I love it. Cypress Hill. Okay. Clutch. It's fantastic. And I'm not a Slipknot guy, but I know a lot of you out there will be. Breaking Benjamin, I do like. Evanescence, love Amy. Bad Omens. Sebastian Bach, I don't think he can sing anymore. Drowning Pool. Nita Strauss is there. Yeah, she can jam. What else? Black Veil Brides. Okay. Dead Poets Society. Pretty good, man. Hundreds of bands. I mean, it's crazy how many bands they have. At least 100, actually. It looks like it. I didn't read them all because I don't like them all. I read most of the ones that I like, pretty much. Anyway. Let's see. What else do we have in Eichenberg? I trust. Well, I mean, it's not Eichenberg you should trust. It's not Austin Jackson you should trust. It's not Robert Hunt you should trust. It's not Connor Williams or Lester Cotton or Terron Armstead, or it's Frank Smith. It's Mike McDaniel. It's Butch Berry. Okay? These are the people that you got to trust. It's Chris Greer, it's Marvin Allen, it's Reggie McKenzie. It's the guys that unearth the talent so then these guys can develop it. Because first you have to find Caleb Martin. Then your coaches have to work on Caleb Martin. You have to identify the raw ability there. Hey, you know that Duncan Robinson kid can shoot. Maybe we can work with him. And so it's twofold. One, you've got to find that diamond that still has some coal on it, and you got to polish it up, and you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of part of this game. And that's what you all need to start doing. You need to start trusting the people above. Because if they drafted the guy, or if they signed the guy, or if they traded for the guy, there's got to be a reason. You know, yeah, I a couple days ago, last week, you know, some guy wanted to come at me with, you know, about the offensive line. I was like, yo, bro, you know what? I'm going to give you a break today. You need to walk away nice and quietly. Okay? Don't talk about it anymore. Okay? Because I'm just not in the mood to rip you 8 new ones. You know, the guy was like, oh, you don't have to. And I go, no, I just don't deal with a lot of stupidity. You know what I mean? Complaining about the line now when you just won a game with entire backups. It's just the ignorance sometimes from some fans. It's baffling to me. It really is. This is the best franchise we've had in decades, dude. Decades. That's why McDaniel cannot screw this up. That's why he has to get it done. He has to prove that he can win. You know? And that's why it's very important. I know he can, but he still has to do it, unfortunately. That's just kind of that's the game. That's what he signed up for. By the way, on Wednesday, we're going to be here at Top Gun Indoor Range. All right? So we'll be out there having some fun. Next month, we're also going to have a shooting competition. All right? So get ready. And when you talk about Top Gun Indoor Range, latest in air quality and targeting systems, they've got archery. Maybe we do an archery contest down the line. You know, you guys are going to have to practice on it because I don't think a lot of us are very good at the archery stuff. But it's actually pretty cool because they're the only indoor archery facility in Dade County, folks. They've got mini leagues and mini tournaments. The gun range has 18 different lanes, up to 25 yards deep. It's the longest distance indoor range in Dade County, folks. And it's a crazy world out there, unfortunately. And this is something you thought you'd never do, but you should. Self-defense classes for your ladies. And they've got them in English and in Spanish, from basic pistol to concealed weapons courses, all these things that they need to be prepared. What if they're home by themselves and they don't know how to use your gun? You know what I'm saying? These are little things like that we need to teach the ladies because, unfortunately, we don't live in the kind of world that we think is completely safe. And so Top Gun is helping you and helping the ladies stay safe. They've got memberships, folks. The better and the higher the membership, the better, of course. It comes the discounts like cleaning, even all the way up to unlimited shooting. That's pretty cool, man. Gun sales, they've got it all. Glock, 6 Hour, Smith & Wesson. They've got all the big names right off of the turnpike. Top Gun Indoor Range, 121.5 Southwest 114th Place. Tell them that Big O sent you. Go check it out. Go to topgunindoorrange.com and call them 305-306-7333. Right. Breaking Benjamin 2. Why did I not hear about this? They're pretty. You know, I didn't know a lot about Breaking Benjamin up until a few years ago. And then I saw him live. And I was like, holy shit. These guys are pretty good. Live, they're a lot of fun. They're better than I expected. And I knew nothing about them. I like them now. What'd you say?
I think he was looking at the Rockville because I went back up Cat for Life. Every time he mentioned a band, he was like, Cypress Hill too. Oh, hell no, I'm going. If think so.
Yeah,
I think he's talking about the whole
Okay, he's talking about the lineup.
Yeah, because I don't think they talk about that a lot down here because it's in Daytona.
Right,
so.
of course.
Mhm.
That's the perfect town to have it in, man. That's a good place to have the concert because you could go and then go have fun a little bit in Daytona and relax out there on the beach. They got all those bars on the beach. It's cool to hang out. In Butchberry, Fangio, and McYoung, blood I trust. You right. That's right. Zuko says, I'm sorry, Big O. I've been a fan since 85. I've seen so many December fails. Hard to not think it will happen again this year. Well, that's fine. You can think about it. I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting them to play up to their potential and win. They're better than the Cowboys. They're better than the Ravens. And I think they can be better than the Bills too. Okay? They got to be healthier. You know what I mean? I need X and I need Holland back. Who else am I missing? Get me Hunt back and get me Jackson back. And then I can, feel great about beating the Bills. Get me Tyreek healthy and all that, and let's go. Let's roll. So yeah, I'm with you there. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about here? Oh, I'm not exactly sure what was the method behind the madness because it's not something that Fangio does a lot. But yesterday, without X, without Holland, you notice how he moved Ramsey around a couple times. It wasn't a ton because I rewatched the game this morning, and he did it a few times. And it seemed to me that it's almost like it was pretty smart on Fangio's part because you have the one guy that can kill you. You might as well put your stud on him and take him out of the game, right, at times. They bracketed him at times also with others. And Kohu's been kind of handsy lately, and he's been getting penalties and all that, so you kind of want to keep him away from that. So what you did is you used Ramsey more, and you moved him around a couple of times. And I thought it was more out of desperation because since it's only one guy that can really burn you in that part of the team. All right, let me eliminate this and make sure that they don't get that. So even if he moves around every once in a while, I'm going to move him around and I'm going to keep the kid guessing because he's not going to be sure if Ramsey's going to be in front of him or not. So I can keep him guessing. And that's what he did throughout the game. And I thought it was really smart. And two, it was a great way of adjusting, letting everybody else handle Gibson and everyone else and Conklin, all those guys, but you keep Hall, in check to make sure that he doesn't, burn your ass. So I thought that was smart on their part to make sure that you don't allow. He only ended up with a couple of catches in the game, and let me see, or was it? And I think it was later in the game where he ended. Yeah, it was because it was Simeon that was. Garrett Wilson had 3 catches, 29 yards, and Garrett may have had it was when Simeon was in, right? I think.
Yeah, it was when Simeon was in, and the big play was the crossing pattern. I think it was like 14 yards.
Yeah,
I think Kohu was on him, or it was in the zone. And Kohu was the guy that was nearest to him.
And that was when they were bracketing him, trying. And so I thought that what they did with Garrett was really smart, since he's really the only one that can actually burn your ass. I think I said Brees. Garrett. and I thought that was smart because that was just something like, okay, let's just make sure we take this thing out. And by the way, watching Ramsey, boy, he is a confident cat because he'll line up right on the guy's face and he will run the route with him. Like literally run the route with him. Like shadow his ass. It's the coolest thing. And it's effortless. You notice that? He's not struggling. Like that's how freakish he is, because the great ones, they always do that shit. They make everything look so easy. You know what I'm saying? And wow, dude, I watched that today close because I wasn't really watching coverage yesterday as much. I said once the Jets got on offense, I had no hope for them. So I was just looking at the pass rush, seeing how many sacks they were going to get after, so I didn't really pay attention. And I thought, they moved them around a couple times because I noticed it. But then when I watched it today, they moved them around a little bit more. But again, it was kind of controlled. It was smart. I really like what they did.
It was taking away their first option because you could tell Garrett Wilson's their first option for all because once that they hold the ball and then the rush was able to
and
then sometimes the rush was home anyways. But.
Yeah. Do they have axe throwing? I don't know. Where are you talking about the concert? Axe throw? Oh, you talking about no, I don't think they have axe throwing. No. It's archery and guns. That's it. That's all they have. I don't think they have axe. Although that is a new thing now, right? In some of those bars nowadays, they have the axe throwing stuff. Yeah, that's probably something I don't know if Dave and Buster's or something like that, but I can see that kind of stuff being something that could happen in Dave and Buster's or something like that. Buffalo is a must, but they are looking hungry and desperate. That's why it's great. That's why I love these 3 weeks because hopefully it'll prove that the Dolphins belong. And finally, team you and I have been wanting for a long, long time. By the way, Welton Rail is a sponsor of our program. We love talking about Rail, and I know we're out of hurricane season, but do me a favor because we just got walloped with some rain here the last couple of days, and that storm was pretty bad. And maybe you have some water damage, but that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that we're going to get pounded with storms nowadays. It's not in season. Now things are a little bit more wackier than they've ever been, as you can tell. And so you always need this number by your side because you never know when you're going to need it. I hope you never do. I hope you never have to call Jeff and Dan. I'm telling you, I hope not. But if you do have to call Daniel Rayom or Jeff Welt, well, if it's bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, telling you folks, 954-966-4646. They've been at this for a long time, about a quarter century, I think they've been at this. They do amazing work. They saved my wife and myself because Progressive was getting the best of us because we didn't know the rules and the ins and outs and all the loopholes, and these insurance companies do, and they want to take advantage of you folks. So please make sure you save this number because their insurance, their adjusters, that's what they have. So when you call them and you've got damage, they're going to send their adjusters. By the way, they've got an office in Hollywood and an office in the Keys. So our friends in the Keys, if you need Welton Rayom, they can come and help you out there too. And again, you call them before you call the insurance companies because they're going to send their adjusters and they'll be ready for when the insurance sends theirs. And you're going to have it and say, no. This is what the damage is. This is what it costs to replace. Okay? And then that way you've got a case. You're going to need Welton Rayom. 954-966-4646. Right? Axe throwing, huh? I'm not going to a place where people drink and start throwing axes. Yeah, I'm good. It's a good point. It's a good point. Definitely a good point. It's kind of dangerous being around people that want to throw axes. So, what else do we have going on? Let's do a little music, a little entertainment. Oh, I got some Dolphin news too. I got a couple of Dolphin notes that we can go over also. Okay. First of all, we go with birthdays today. All right. December 18th. Billie Eilish. She is 22 years old. Sia. She is 48. Wow, I didn't know Sia was that old. Sia's the one that wears that crap in front of her face and she sings, right? Isn't that Sia? Am I wrong out there? Sia's the one that always has hair in her face and she's singing. Anyway, she's 48. Brad Pitt is 60. Ashley Benson, actress, is 34. Bridget Mendler, actress, is 31. Christina Aguilera, pop singer, 43. DMX, rest in peace, man. Born on this date in 1970. We lost him already 2 years ago. Jesus Christ. Man. Okay. Steven Spielberg is 77. This is a hell of a list. Malia Baker, TV actress, is 17. Stone Cold Steve Austin is 59. Katie Holmes is 45. El Alfa El Jefe rapper is 33. Is that guy legit? I don't know him. But, anybody named El Jefe, I figure I got to mention it. Or is he a small-time rapper? Trish Stratus, baby. Or Stratus, I'm sorry. Stratus. She of the incredible ass. Because she's got an incredible
she's a
ass.
yoga instructor.
She's got an incredible ass. You know why I can say she's got an incredible ass? Because I was looking at a magazine one day, and I turned the page, and there's Trish Stratus turned around looking at you with her ass at you. Huh? Stratus. Turned around. She had her ass looking at you, and she was looking over her shoulder. And my wife goes, damn, that woman's got a good ass. So, once my wife said she was impressed with her ass, Ray Liotta, born in this state in 1954. We lost him in 2022. Josh Dallas, movie actor, is 45. Ronald Acuna Jr., baseball player, 26. Keith Richards, guitarist for the Stones, 80. Cicely freaking Tyson, born in 24 in this date. We lost her in 21. Rest in peace. Super talented. Let's see. Damn, this is... and that's it. Wow, that's a hell of a list today, man. That was a hell of a list today. Huh? Yeah, a week from Christmas.
A week before Christmas. And
yeah. A lot of people had sex during that time and came up with some famous people. Let's go with music history on this date. In 1981, an estimated 35 million people tuned in to see Rod Stewart perform at LA's Forum. The gig was beamed worldwide via satellite and featured hits like Stay With Me, Hot Legs, and Tonight's the Night. In 82, when they used to like each other and hang out with each other, Hall & Oates started a 4-week run at number 1 on the singles charts with Man-Eater, the duo's 5th number 1. Now they're fighting in court, Hall & Oates. I now understand why they would only do like 14, 15 songs in their sets the last 2 times I saw them. That guy hated that guy so much that he wanted to stay on stage as minimum as possible. And in fact, in a 14-song set, they took a break after the 7th song. They had an intermission. That was the last day I went to a Hall & Oates concert. Speaking of the late Rod Stewart, I remember going to a Hall & Oates Rod Stewart concert at the at Hard Rock. Well, it was Pro Player then or some crap, but I remember that, and they did a hell of a lot more than 14 songs. Anyway, I felt so ripped off. I was like, I'm never going to come. I've seen you guys enough. I'm done seeing you guys. You're not trying anymore. 14 songs. Get out of my face. 83 on this date, Rolling Stones guitarist and birthday boy Keith Richards spent his 40th birthday getting married to a 27-year-old Patty Hansen. In 2002, how does any woman even have sex with Keith Richards? In 2002, Radiohead treated their fans to a webcast featuring songs from their upcoming as yet untitled album. Singer Tom York and bassist Colin Greenwood hosted the event, which included 3 new songs and a cover of Walking in Winter Wonderland. In 2003, on this date, Audioslave's Tom Morello, System of a Down's Serge Tankian organized a benefit concert for striking grocery workers in LA. Among the performers were Flea and Corey Taylor. And that's what happened today in music history. So Super Bowl odds are out, kept, odds that are kept up, the latest odds for the Super Bowl. San Francisco is plus 230 to win the Super Bowl. The Baltimore Ravens are plus 550. The Eagles are plus 700. The Kansas City Chiefs are plus 700. Your Miami Dolphins are plus 850 on the money line. Dallas is plus 900. The Bills are plus 1,600. And this article, I pulled it up before yesterday's game. I wonder if it's changed a little bit after what they've done to the last two really good teams. So, just out of curiosity, something tells me that odd has improved a little bit. By the way, Agba is day-to-day. Javon Holland is still hanging in there with the knees. Hopefully, he'll be back this week. Sprained MCLs, and that's not easy, man. Deshaun Elliott, he's got the concussion protocol, but he is advancing in it. So maybe he'll be done this week. Elijah Campbell made a really nice play. That was props to him, man. Tyreek with the ankle, he worked out. He's going to play this week. They saved him. There was no reason to use him. X would have played this week, I believe. He'll be fine. He'll be playing next week. I'm not worried about. Austin Jackson with the oblique apparently is not as bad as, let's say, Jalen Phillips was. So still unknown on how, if he's available this week or not, but it's not considered nearly that bad, the oblique injury. And then the deadline for Chris Brooks is tomorrow. They must decide by tomorrow to activate him.
How many do we have available still? Just one, or is it two? On the
two,
we have two. Okay, because one's Baker.
What one?
Right, one's going to be Jerome Baker when he comes back.
Was Jerome Baker placed on the IR?
You know what? Now you got me thinking. I can't remember. I thought they ended up placing him on IR.
Oh, if they did, then he's done. Maybe. I thought. Wait a minute. Isn't he done for the year?
No, they said he'd probably only be out for 4.
Oh, so then they probably kept him on the roster because I don't remember them using
they moved him December 9th
on IR
to.
Then we have none left.
They moved him to IR.
So then we're done.
We're done for there. But how many can we activate though?
I think it's 2, Brooks and him.
Okay.
I think Brooks is 7, and then he'll be 8. I think we're done now. Now you're going to have to take an active spot if you're injured. I think that's how it goes. Yeah. So, the Bills are the team I hate the most.
No, they have just one IR return designation remaining this season. The Dolphins.
Also, then it's it's
Brooks or Baker.
Wow.
I don't know how bad Baker's injury is. I just read this real quick, so
that's weird. All right. Well, you know what? I'll work on that and see if we clean that up a little bit more tomorrow and see what the hell is going to go on with that. It says 1, Skylar, not 2. I don't know. That's what Sean is reading. Somebody's crying about money. I don't know who it is. Someone's crying about money, and Visal is pissed off. Bills fans are running their mouth. Well, they can run their mouths, bro. You know what I mean? Get rid of Chosen and Apple. Okay. I'm on a delay. I don't know what that means. Oh, they're watching late. Okay. Oh, I see. Money is not my concern. I don't know what were we talking about with money? I don't understand. What was that? Money not concern? By the way, the Keaton Mitchell kid yesterday, that sucked, dude. That kid was one of the steals of the late part of the draft. Okay. I mean, an absolute steal in the draft. And to watch him go down with that knee injury, God, bad for the game. I know it's great for the Dolphins because it's one less weapon they have to deal with and all that. But you just don't want to see that with anybody, man. Poor kid. And he's a late round pick, and he was making a name for himself. Runs hard as hell, dude. Really, really impressive young man, I got to say. Hey, Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny broke up. Man, I could have sworn that was going to go on forever. Jesus. Kendall Jenner broke up with Bad Bunny. You mean a Kardashian couldn't maintain a relationship? I mean, all those women, Kardashians, Jenners, they're so fantastic at maintaining relationships. Kendall Jenner's own dad couldn't maintain his own relationship with himself. He had to change people. I mean, that is one family that's amazing right there. They force their men into crack or they want one. Anyway. Tell you. Those are that. I mean, I thought that was an example of true love. Like every other Kardashian relationship. It's always true love. It's what goes on there. Only true love. Let's see. Big O, if the Dolphins beat the Cowboys and the Bills lose to the Chargers, does Miami win the AFC East? Yes. Yes, because that becomes a 3-game difference, but don't do that to yourself. The Chargers are not beating the Bills. Okay, that's just not going to happen. All right? Not going to happen. The Chargers don't even have the choker. Okay? The choker's not even playing. And the choker's not going to beat them either. You know? Big O Lamar Odom and Khloe Kardashian, that didn't last either. Yeah, that was part of the crack joke. I don't know if some of you picked up on that joke there. Apparently, Jeremy did not pick up on the joke. Did you ever see James Brown before he died? Saw him in Oakland when he got out of prison. He was 60 and did 30 songs. Never saw James Brown. Huge loss for me. Would have loved to have seen James Brown. That would have been a fun concert to go to. For sure, dude. I'm jealous that you got to see James Brown. I never got to see him. That was a mistake on my part. I should have done whatever I could to go see him. All the peeps who rooted for Buffalo versus KC must feel dumb now. It's none of this has anything to do with it, bro. It's up to the Dolphins to control their own destiny. That's all. You know, why are you going to worry about anything else? The beauty is, this is the beauty of this team, and it's what we keep trying to tell you. They're talented enough to control their own destiny. They lost to Tennessee and lost out on controlling everything. Now they can gain it back by winning this week and then winning next week against Baltimore and controlling the number 1 seed again, and then finishing out Buffalo. But the days of you sitting there because you want help from here or there, you don't need that anymore. And I tell you because I know that the track record hasn't been great so far this year, but I believe the talent can win at home and on the road. I know that the offense hasn't performed the same on the road that they have at home. I understand all of that. That to me is more on the coach and some of his situational calling and stuff like that. But I have zero doubts that this team can win the Super Bowl. But it's up to them to kind of put it together. And the beauty is that's why that silliness of who you're rooting for. I said that a few weeks back when that was going on. I don't care who wins. Everything's on the Dolphins. If they want to screw it up, then they screw it up. But it's not because their destiny is out of someone else's hands. No, it's in their hands. They can do whatever they want. It's up to them. They can stay home for the entire playoff run and then go to the neutral site for the Super Bowl. It's all up to them. It's right there for the taking. They just need to run the table here, and you will go into the playoffs with the kind of confidence for yourself, for your fan base, that you need in order to succeed. But this is not the kind of team that you got to be worried about who's winning there and help us there or not. This team can hang and beat anybody in the league. They got to go out and prove it. Let's see what else. And good move suspending Kazi for the remainder of the season. Damonte Kazi, he was suspended for his hit on Michael Pittman Jr. And again, he's a dirty player. He got what he deserves, and good job by the NFL. And that's why we were talking about that horse collar stuff in the pregame show. There are certain things you got to try to eliminate from the game because it just brings too much negativity to it. You're injuring people. You're hurting the game. You're hurting players for no reason at all. Did you see the whole Eric Montross story? Yes, sir. Oh, yeah? What did he say? What did Tom Brady say?
Tom Brady blasts the NFL for suspension.
Why?
Nobody likes seeing players get hurt, but hard hits happen. QBs should not be throwing the ball in areas where they're exposing their own teammates to these types of hits.
He talks about that all the time.
Yeah,
Yes.
coaches need to coach better. QBs need to read coverages and throw the ball to the right places and defenders. And he goes more into the QB play. So
Right. No, and I understand his point, but he had an opportunity to pull out of that play.
it's like the horse collar stuff, and then
Yeah.
jumping and landing on that leg.
Yeah, he had a chance.
Player on player violence.
Yes. Kazi had an opportunity to let up, and he chose not to. Okay, it was dirty. But he's right about, bad throws and this and that. It's happened to Tua a couple times lately, where he's had to throw it into a window that was really tight. Eric Montross, he began treatment for cancer in March, died Sunday at the age of 52. His family is grateful for the tremendous support and the truly overwhelming love expressed by so many people as he battled with his signature determination and grace. His family said in a statement issued through the University of North Carolina, to know Eric was to be his friend, and the family knows that the ripples from the generous, thoughtful way that he lived his life will continue in the lives of many people he touched with his deep and sincere kindness. And he played in North Carolina from 90 to 94, 52 years old, man. Jesus. This cancer has no specific target. It's all of us, and it has affected all of us. I don't think there's a person alive nowadays that hasn't been affected by cancer one way or another, a friend, a family member, a coworker, something like that, man. And it just seems like it's constant, man. It is so sad. 52 years old. That is just ridiculous, man. You see that and this is happening every day to hundreds of thousands of people, man, all over the world. So sad, man. So sad. I saw that and it was shame. Let's see. The Dolphins will need to take care of business themselves. Can't rely on the Bills to lose. If they can't take care of their own business, they don't deserve to be there. Exactly. Big O, please tell me that Bad Bunny and Jenner are still together, please. I don't know how you're going to live with yourself, true fan. Big O, how can you stand going to so many concerts? Way too many people. I get anxiety. We all have our thing, bro. I love live music. And so it's just something that I enjoy a lot. Let's see. Man, Mitchell landed so oddly in that last step. I knew it wasn't going to end well for him. Yeah, it was just sad. Any help works, Gary. Most number one seeds get help. Remember the Dolphins knocking out the Pats from the number one seed a couple of years ago. Yeah, but that was part of their decline, actually. That team was already on the decline. It's kind of what happened there. Titans beating us might have helped the Ravens or Chiefs. Need at the end. Yeah. You are correct, sir. Yes, sir? What'd you say?
Like the Cowboys are, well, I guess Tyreek's got his own show, right? The podcast. Yeah. Micah Parsons is on here right now previewing the game against the Dolphins.
On what? On
Bleacher Report.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is like, I guess it's just odd to me that you're going to have a player that's going to be playing next week in a game out here previewing the upcoming, I guess looking back, like the old school way is, now you're going to tell them different things, but it's just like, and bulletin board material and all that stuff. And I guess they just don't care about that anymore.
No. But I don't think he's going to leave bulletin board material. I think he's just going to do generic stuff. Probably is what he's doing. You know what I mean?
He's already given bulletin board material because he said he could be the quarterback for Tyreek a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
So I mean, there's going to be some.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's funny. Yesterday, by the way, if you're following us on Twitter, and I know one guy, Steven, if he's watching, I don't know if he's watching the show right now. So 19 hours ago, I post this right here. A little bit closer. There you go. Okay. And it says, sweet dip going on right now in Bitcoin for you newbies. BTC right now, 40,879. I put not a financial advisor, just a guy that loves crypto, right? My tagline that I put a lot. Although I have a new tagline, not a financial advisor, just a guy that kicks ass in crypto. It's kind of what I'm going to end up having to lean on, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. So I told you newbies, right? Hey, 40,879. Bitcoin up 2.2% right now to 42,590. So just under 40,900. You're up to 42,590 and climbing right now. It is moving, of course, because it's going to go right back to the 44, 45 range. And any day now, as we get closer to the January 10th, and in fact, did you see Bitwise just put out a new commercial? Bitwise put out a commercial for their new Bitcoin ETF. There are commercials already being produced. And you know who Bitwise got to do the commercial for? Stay thirsty, my friends. They got that guy. They got him to do the Bitcoin BTC. So I'm just ETF. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm constantly making you all money. Anyway, Parsons and Reek have been trading insults all season. Yeah, but they're probably having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's what these guys do. Big O, this is your old time slot at 640. Yes, I did do 3 to 7. You are correct. I remember those days. Yeah. I remember. Now that you mentioned it, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's the cold. Until I can get rid of it, I'm going to have this stupid cough with me for a couple of weeks. Anyway, I remember when I was at 640. Again, I'm not really the guy that takes a lot of crap. So we were talking about some type of bonus that I was supposed to get, right? And I'm driving from West Kendall to Sample Road, is it? Was it Sample Road in the Sample Road, right? It's Sample. I think it's Sample. So from West Kendall to Sample Road, okay? That's an hour and 15 minutes, 20 minutes without traffic. You cruising and, so I was putting a lot of miles. And I was headed for 24,000 miles just driving to work. Just work. Nothing else. I did the math. And I go to them, hey, man, you guys are going to have to start compensating me for coming here. Yeah, they were like, no, but it's your job. I go, no, it's not my job to put 24,000 miles on my car. And this, I could do it from home. So they were like, they dragged their feet for like a week or two. And like it was 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks of me telling him, hey, I have a full studio at home. I had an ISDN line. I had everything, So because I used to do a lot of my work from home, even at QAM. I did a 5 to 7 shift in the morning, and in the afternoon, I did it all from my house, actually. I've been very fortunate in my career, actually, that in the last, I don't know, 15 years, I might have gone into the studio for 2 years or 3. Everything else has been away. And before that, obviously, I used to have to go into studios, but I lived a lot closer. So after the second week, I stopped showing up. And boy, that got their attention right away. And they're calling me and they're like, hey, we need you here. And I said, no, I need my money. You give me my money, and then I'll go. If you don't give me my money, I ain't going. I could do everything I need to do right here. And it's true, by the way, my studio had more because I still have my studio, has more tricks and bells and whistles and everything than my God 640 had nothing. It was the only thing worse than that was working with that clown at 1210. Okay. Working with people that had no money and no talent whatsoever. That's the only thing that was worse. But that you remind me of that moment because it was like, yeah, no. If you don't play hardball with people, sometimes they'll step all over you, dude. All freaking over you. Peter, you said Venmo? Let me go check. Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Peter German. Thank you, sir. Sorry I missed the game and show yesterday. I watched the replay and the game was everything I wanted to see with the run game and spreading the ball around to a lot of receivers. I really hope that McDaniel doesn't forget what works when Tyreek gets back. I agree. I hope he mixes it up, man. And I hope he situationally, like yesterday, you didn't get in the first 2 times in Mostert, and you gave it to him again. And come on, man. Guy's averaging a large clip. Let's go. Force that running game on them. So I'm with you. Peter, thank you for the love on Venmo. Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Let's see. Big O, the problem is this team is too good to miss the playoffs and lose in the first round. Yes. Let's see. It's hard to put respect on Chosen's name when there's no. Yeah, there's no Chosen is what he is, bro. I don't understand the love affair that was going on in the media with Chosen or Albert Wilson. I don't know. I can't tell you because I wasn't on the Albert Wilson bandwagon and I wasn't on the Robbie Chosen bandwagon. And it seems like I was maybe the only media member that was right because it seemed like everybody was on the Albert Wilson headed to the Pro Bowl and that Robbie Chosen is the second coming of God because they're watching him in shorts. I can't help you guys on that one. If you watch the platform, especially those of you that have been watching for a long time, you remember the Albert Wilson stuff from a few years back, and then now the latest one was the Chosen one. It's like you fall for the banana in the tailpipe all over again. I made those mistakes when I was young. Okay, and some of the media members aren't young anymore. But when I was young, Brian Manning, I want to say was his name. Can you look it up? Did we get a receiver in the Jimmy Johnson era? So it was the late 90s. And I want to say his name was Brian Manning. And he ran all over the place in shorts, and he was terrific. Okay? Somebody may help me out there. One of you may have the memory to remember. I know the kid's name was Manning. Okay? And he tore it up. And I was one of the people with other media member. Oh, this Brian Manning kid, And just look at the drafts. I want to say he was a 5th or 6th rounder. Huh? Brian Manning, 97. What round? I'm gonna say 5th round. I'm even gonna say 5th round, bitch. I got another example. Perspective. When you get old, you have perspective. You go through experiences, and then you see them happen again. 6th round. Okay. Where did he come out of? It's not a, because it might have been a small school too, maybe. But either way, so he tore it up, right? And we all thought, oh my God, this kid, they found a gem, this, that. Brother, once you put on pads, Brian disappeared into the sunset, and you never saw from him again. Then Jimmy Johnson brings in another guy. One guy that's, doing, well, these are rock signs, but I don't know, gang signs or whatever they do or whatever that. His name is Charles Jordan. So Charles Jordan was a head case. A guy had not only trouble, but had talent, but never really put it together. And Jimmy and his late GM, he's no longer with us, but they would find some really shady characters that they would bring to the team. He was one of them. And he was also another one of those shorts stars. And we kind of fell for it. And that's when it ended for me. And that's why I don't fall for Brian. I mean, I don't fall for what's it called? For who? Chosen or Wilson. Because I've been through it already. And I don't get impressed with you in shorts anymore. So that's kind of the way it is. And maybe some of those guys don't have those experiences like I do. And maybe these were their first experiences, but they fell for 2 of them in the last couple of years. Okay? And so did you guys out there, because they're writing about it and talking about it. And then the rest of you think that, you're going off the same thing. And that's why I tell you, it's a little harder for me to fall for that kind of crap, because I've been through it already. Yes, sir. Stanford. There you go. Stanford. All right. Did I miss the Bad Bunny news update? Did he finally complete his string of theory calculations? Let's see. 1210. The man was a mess. I'm glad you are doing this. Yeah, that was definitely a mess. It was definitely a mess. Never been around a dude that is least talented in this business than I've ever seen. It's impressive when some fool thinks he actually can be a broadcaster, and he thinks he's a broadcaster, and then he also wants to be the owner. Zero talent. Tony Colladiude. Zero talent clown. Let's see. I feel you with that one. Oh, when I was young, it was Aaron Craver. I remember Aaron Craver. He was tearing it up in mini camps, and the radio guy at QAM at the time, Moynihan, the Brown Ranger, was saying he was the second coming then the pads came on. I remember him. I remember covering camp and all that. John Moynihan was an old host here at QAM, and we used to call him the Brown Ranger because he always wore just regular brown clothes, old man clothes. So he was called the Brown Ranger. Big O, the guy that was saying that Omar was talking crap was lying. There were people in Omar's podcast, and you're trying to start beef. Omar never said anything bad about you on his podcast. Okay. Well, I sent him a text anyway. I said, I don't know if you said this, but if you said this, that's not what I said. I would have a hard time believing that, but, just in case, you never know. Yatil Green had all the talent. Yatil Green was just fragile. That's all. Yatil Green's body was never made for the NFL. That's all. I ripped Jimmy for that pick. When he made the pick, I ripped him left and right. I knew that was a terrible pick from day one. And he still owes me money. Okay? Not going to forget. Okay?
You don't pay your bets either. Just like Trace Armstrong. You don't pay your bets. You know, sometimes you got to watch out who you bet with. Sometimes they're smarter than you are. Like my Caspa guy there. You know, sometimes you got to watch out who you challenge. So, Yatil Green, you owe me money. And Trace Armstrong, you owe me money. So, anyway. Did you see how did you see the Marlins are making moves? Just kidding. I have no idea. No, they're not doing anything yet. I miss Losaka Polite. That was a fun error. Lusaka Polite. All right, man. We are out of here, folks. It is time to wrap it up here on the show. We thank, of course, Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend, that masters this entire platform every single day, and we appreciate him. We thank, of course, John Brunetti Jr. and the Brunetti family, always being so supportive of our platform here. We appreciate it. We're going to be back here on Thursday. This week we'll be here twice because today we're making up for last Thursday because we were sick and we couldn't be here. Wednesday, we will be at Top Gun Indoor Range. We will be at Top Gun this Wednesday and next Wednesday. 2 Wednesdays in a row, we'll be at Top Gun Indoor Range. So you can join us out there. Thursday back here. Friday, we're at KSDT CPAs. You can't visit us there, but you can visit our friends at KSDT CPAs. And you know, if you need some help with your taxes and you need to manage it for your business, you can reach out to our friends at KSDT CPAs. By the way, they are hiring, and they've got offices in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County, and in North Carolina. We thank Ira Winderman. We thank Steve Calabro, as always, making it nice and easy for us to broadcast out here. We'll see you tomorrow morning from the studio. We'll be back in studio tomorrow at 10 a.m. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show.